Art and Architecture in Medieval Times by Zaina, Raquel, and Corinne. The word tapestry is now widely used to describe a range of textiles, including needlepoint and certain mechanically woven ribbed fabrics. But historically and technically, it designates a figurative, well-faced textile woven by hand on a loom. In European practice, the loom consists of two rollers, between which plain warp threads are stretched. In European medieval and Renaissance practice, the design was invariably copied from a full-scale colored pattern known as the cartoon, a practice that continues to this day. The quality of a tapestry depends mainly on four variable factors: the quality of the cartoon from which it's copied, the skill of the weavers at translating the design into woven form, the fitness of the weave, and the quality of the materials from which it's made.
A medieval manuscript is a codex, meaning a book made from pages bound between two boards. Ancient scribes wrote on scrolls that were stored in boxes. These ancient scrolls only survive in occasional fragments, as a scroll is especially vulnerable to physical degradation. The pages of codices, on the other hand, are protected by their covers and have a much greater chance for survival. Thus, medieval books survive in large numbers. Monastery libraries housed most books, and all books were copied by hand, usually by monks. This process of copying and disseminating books was essential to the preservation of knowledge. More medieval books survive from the Middle Ages than any other artistic medium. Scholars refer to the handmade books of the Middle Ages as manuscripts. Books that contain artistic decoration are called illuminated manuscripts. Manuscripts that survive from the European Middle Ages are generally religious books that reflect the canon, doctrine, and practices of Christianity, though there are Jewish and Muslim books and other types of books that survive from this time period as well.
In medieval times, European artists painted in many ways that emphasized religious images. And in their paintings, they used symbolism and not realism. Paintings usually had holy figures and related back to their religion. Types consisted of Romanesque and Gothic. Middle Age art not only had paintings but also included stained glass. Art and architecture transitioned from Romanesque to Gothic. Romanesque time started from 800 to 1100 AD. It extended mural paintings and was influenced by Byzantine art. Color use was more muted than Gothic. Gothic was used later in the Middle Ages. It used brighter colors, and manuscripts shifted from being made in monasteries to include students to professors.
Some connections to our modern world today is that our art and architecture can be influenced by medieval times.